global safety standards, Indian civil aviation is in the midst of a historic transformation. But what does the future hold for this moving sector, and who are the players shaping it? The annual general meeting of the International Air Transport Association, or IATA, is the platform to discuss exactly these questions and to chart the blueprint for the future of civil aviation in India. After a successful event in Dubai last year, global aviation's biggest gathering of airlines, the aviation value chain and governments, now comes to India from the 1st of June to the 3rd. From humble beginnings in 1911 with the first airmail flight between Allahabad and Naini, India's aviation industry has grown into the world's third largest domestic market. By 2030, it's poised to overtake the United States as the second largest globally. As we count down to the biggest gathering of the world's aviation industry today, we explore the forces driving this meteoric rise and the challenges that lie ahead.
Okay, so we're going to Atlantic and clear land 31 center, lifeguard 4 to
India's aviation boom is fueled by a perfect storm, a growing middle class, rising disposable incomes, and a young, aspirational population. In 2024, domestic air traffic hit 300 million passengers annually, doubling in just 6 years. The government's Udan scheme, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, has made air travel accessible to smaller towns, connecting remote regions to the nation's economic hubs.
India is the third largest domestic civil aviation market today, and totally we believe that it can be number one in the coming days. The progress that we are seeing with 10% to 15% growth rate in civil aviation, and one of the priority areas for us to create the hub. I feel not just the push is coming from the own government itself and from India, but geographically, strategically, if you look at the positioning of India, there is a natural push there of India emerging as a hub. So everything is playing along, and I totally believe that we are going to emerge as a hub in the coming days. We have already started building up the infrastructure. In the last 10 years itself, from 74 airports, we have grown up to 159 airports. So the airlines have to catch up now. The demand is there, the infrastructure is there, and even the existing airports which are there, we have expanded the capacity because we believe that in the coming days, the traffic is going to grow more and more. And like you said, if you look at the global orders also, India has the most orders for aircraft fleet now. So what we are trying to do as the government is encourage these manufacturers to give us the orders at the earliest, because we feel the demand is already there, and what we need is the more aircrafts coming in to cater for the demand, to provide more connectivity and to provide more affordable rates also. Our vision is to grow from 2 billion, which is MRO business, $2 billion US business right now in the country. In 6 years, we want to double it and grow up to $4 billion. And we are on the way. The growth rate that we are seeing in MRO business is definitely very encouraging for us. We have brought in the Udan scheme, which has democratized the air travel. We have brought in more routes into play. We have connected the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which was not viable for the aircraft operators. But we have brought in some kind of scheme so that we can connect these routes. But one interesting gap that I observed was people were still a little bit irky about the prices at the airport. Then I said, when we are trying to have these lower income groups come into the air travel network, then you should be making them the services also a little bit more comfortable for them. That's how the Udan Yatri Cafe is what we are calling it. So this came into play. We have launched it recently in Kolkata also. We have done it. Excellent response from the people, and we are trying to scale it up now.
Indian airlines are betting big. In 2023 alone, carriers like Indigo and Air India placed orders for over 1,500 aircraft, with projections for 2,200 more by 2042. Low-cost carriers like Indigo dominate, holding over 60% of the domestic market, while Air India expands its global reach with wide-body jets.
India today, I would dare to say, with a lot of confidence actually, is the most vibrant aviation market in the world. Being at the IATA conference in Istanbul 2 months back, all eyes were at India. If you just look at the air show which recently took place in Paris, there was of course the earlier order of Air India, and then Indigo was in a position to order another 500 narrow body aircraft, Airbus 320 family, which is the highest number ever ordered as a single aircraft type of any airline by Airbus. And again, I think that speaks to the potential of India and speaks to the potential of Indigo. If we look to the geographical position of India, we are very well positioned, not only for the Indian market itself, but also for international travel. And as such, we're expanding very significantly international. I'm actually very pleased what's happening. We have now the new airport in Noida coming up. We'll have the new airport in Navi Mumbai coming up. Existing airports are expanding. Take Goa as an example. The new airport in Goa opened, Goa Mopai Airport, in Jan of this year. So the investments in infrastructure are now really taking off in India. And rather than looking to each other, airports to airlines and airlines to airports, we have now a firm order book, and not only us, but also Air India. So Indian airlines are having now a firm order book, which should give the airports enough confidence to start building and expanding the airports. And I guess in the past there may have been a little sort of chicken and egg. Are there enough planes, or is there enough airport capacity? Today it's clear the airlines are embarking on a path of growth, and with that the airports can start helping to create the infrastructure there. And from that angle, actually, I'm very pleased also with all the efforts the government is putting in. That's all helping really to push, I would say, a common agenda forward, and Indigo can only be happy and proud and humble to be part of that agenda and help to implement and bring the country forward.
Air India has 120 aircraft with a business class product. It has 70 wide-body aircraft flying to the four corners of the world. It's committed to 470 aircraft plus aircraft that we're leasing in. So we're not afraid of competition. It will take various forms. But look, it's a growing market and there's a huge opportunity, and I'm sure that there's going to be more people want to partake of it. We've added 23 new destinations, nearly 100 new routes since privatization, and that's largely enabled by the 100 aircraft that we've added net to the group. And new destinations are going to be a function of receiving more aircraft. But we see opportunity nearly everywhere, North America, UK, Europe, Australasia, Asia, in time to come, Africa too, I'm sure, near Asia. That is the beauty of I think the Indian opportunity, is Indians are travelling more, there's a huge diaspora, there's historically been an absence of direct links between India and the major cities in the world, and so our mission is to fill that space as quickly and as effectively as we can.
To keep pace with demand, India is building at a breakneck speed. The number of airports has doubled from 74 in 2014 to 157 in 2024, with plans for 220 by 2025 end. Projects like the Navi Mumbai and Jewar airports, developed through public-private partnerships, are redefining India's aviation landscape.
So we've designed an airport master plan that will ultimately accommodate to 70 million passengers annual, so 7 crore passengers per annum. In the first phase, the phase that we intend to open in April next year, the airport will provide capacity for up to 12 million passengers annually. We're in the business of bringing people and places closer to one another, providing air connectivity, stimulating trade, commerce, allowing people to visit their friends, family and loved ones. I think we're in the heart of Gautam Budh Nagar, western UP, in the larger Delhi National Capital Region. I think very well connected to the region through the Yamuna Expressway. So we're standing today on the airport project site, which is 600 or 700 meters from the Yamuna Expressway that leads from Delhi, Noida, Greater Noida, on to Agra and Lucknow. The National Highway Authority is in the process of completing an interchange that will then lead directly from the airport to the expressway on to Greater Noida, 25 minutes, Noida 45 minutes or so, and then on to Delhi. We talk about combining Indian warmth and hospitality with Swiss quality and efficiency. I think we've been very deliberate about designing the terminal, picking up elements of the rich architectural heritage of the region. So an airport that is, very much at home in North India, in Western UP. If we look at the colors, if we look at the materials, if we look at the large forecourt that you can make out behind the trees behind us, if we look at the commercial space that'll be in this corner of the building, which will feature also a large open-air courtyard, sort of reminiscent of, let's say, some of the Havelis you see or find in the region. We've been talking about the look and the feel of the airport for almost 5 years now. For us, the project is almost 5 years old now. We won the bid to design, build, and then operate this airport at the end of 2019, and have been at work throughout that, defining the experience, defining the processes, designing the infrastructure, and now, since middle of 2022, with our partners Tata Projects constructing. Safety is something that for us has been absolutely non-negotiable since the moment we began construction activities. It's incredibly important then for airport operations, for flight operations, but equally now it's something that we lay a great deal of emphasis on. We're pleased that with Tata Projects and with various other partners, we've found partners that share these values. And I think together we've been working very hard to make sure we create a safe working environment for the men and women that work here. We've clocked to date over 49 million safe man hours on this project. We consistently have around 8,500, 9,000 workers at work on the airport infrastructure.
Yeah. Sustainability is a priority, with airports like Delhi and Mumbai achieving carbon neutrality and 66 Indian airports running on green energy. Innovations like Digi Yatra's contactless check-ins and biofuel trials are setting new benchmarks.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of maximum city is infectious. I'm bringing that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti, also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
India's IT capital is always bustling, a city full of startups, stories and surprises. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India, it matters to India, and it matters to me, and it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV 24/7.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the rating firms calling the debt payments as default?
We have two credible credit rating agencies on March 4th coming and downgrading the stock to D.
Statements are consistently being proven wrong, and transactions are being taken place which are different from what they were originally pictured to be.
The company claimed it would roll out 6,400 electric vehicles. But what it has rolled out is a shocking scam. Funds meant for the project were funneled allegedly back to the promoters, the Jaggi brothers. What did the money buy? Not EVs, of course, but a lavish flat in Gurgaon's luxurious DLF Carmelias.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
These are the visuals that are coming in. Let's go full frame with it.
For every big news story.
You can't defend the indefensible, Ruchira Kamboj, but that's what Pakistan has been doing for a very, very long time.
We are sifting through a lot of information. Some is right, some is not right. But I think we are
India
right
tunes in to NDTV.
In fact, on NDTV, like we've been doing for the last few hours, we've been
for fast, clear, and credible news.
We've also been, busting a lot of misinformation that's been coming in.
When I was standing on the road, I saw these lights going off in the sky, and I could hear
where credibility
sounds of like
comes
what sound
first.
like blasts happening.
When Pakistan started shelling and first shell landed here, you can see this.
Well, we have reached at ground zero, and this village is
NDTV. First, fast, factual. More news.
GE Aerospace, a global leader in jet engines, is powering India's aviation boom. Operating in India for over 4 decades, GE supplies engines for commercial carriers like Indigo, Air India, and Akasa Air, with over 1,400 engines in service, including the fuel-efficient CFM LEAP and Gen X models. Its Pune facility, backed by a $230 million investment, manufactures components for global aircraft, while partnerships with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and 13 Indian companies strengthen the nation's supply chain under the Make in India initiative.
I would like to point out at really 3 or 4 trends that are shaping our industry globally. One is, if you see, the passenger levels has in some markets achieved pre-COVID level or exceeded pre-COVID levels. And the passenger traffic is growing about 3.3 to 3.5% annually. What you see, if I turn the focus on India, is exceptional growth in domestic traffic. We are now the 3rd largest civil aviation market. And there is a huge requirement for wide bodies, because wide bodies earlier used to connect primarily international routes. But now what we are seeing is, globally, the trend emerging is that in busier sector, busier markets, because of slot constraints, you have wide bodies being deployed on domestic or shorter routes. So I'd again ask for probably 2 or 3 things, right, that shape our industry. We've been always working on reliable engines, sustainable, more fuel efficient. So if you look at GNX, our engine on 787, it was close to 15% more fuel efficient, sustainable than its predecessor CF6. The LEAP 1A, the LEAP 1B, which are on the A320neo MAX, are again about 15% more efficient, fuel efficient than its predecessors, the CFM 56-5B and 7B. And working on RISE, which is the next generation, it's probably over 15% more fuel efficient, reliable, quieter than what LEAP will be, and that are the more technologies that we are focused on. And I'd probably say sustainability, reliability, operational efficiency are the three trends that probably we work on. At GE Aerospace, we work very closely with our partners, airlines, airports. So to give you some examples, we've done sustainable SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel flights with Vistara, which has now merged with Air India. We are also in Bangalore. We have our technology center where we have about 1,000 to 1,200 engineers working on the next generation technology, improving current generation technology. A lot of technology that is being used currently in jet engines has grown out of Bangalore. So as I said, really invested into next generation technologies, making the engines more operationally efficient, more reliable and more sustainable.
GE Aerospace commitment extends beyond manufacturing. Its Bengaluru Technology Center pioneers AI-driven innovations like digital twins, enhancing fuel efficiency and maintenance for Indian airlines. Collaborations with IITs and a training school in Pune have skilled over 5,000 engineers, fueling India's aviation talent pool and supporting military programs like the Tejas fighter jet. But growth comes with growing pains. A recent roof collapse at Delhi's airport raised alarms about the quality of rapid infrastructure development. Safety concerns, pilot fatigue, and overworked crews have also sparked debate. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation is under pressure to enforce stricter standards.
It is a mass transportation business, and unfortunately, there are occasions where it's not perfect, but we're progressively getting better. And I think if you look particularly at the NPS, the customer themselves is saying that we're getting significantly better. It's just that we have to be more consistent and continue that process, because I'm as impatient as anyone of improving this to the level that meets customer expectations all the time. India doesn't yet adopt what is an international standard of fatigue risk management system, which is a much more data-driven, sophisticated approach to managing fatigue risk. It's still quite prescriptive with hard lines.
High fuel costs taxing up to 50 to 70% of airline budgets and a shortage of skilled pilots projected to need 10,900 by 2030 poses significant hurdles. Airlines like Go First and Jet have collapsed under financial strain, while others like SpiceJet struggle with grounded fleets, though they are increasingly making a comeback. The future of Indian aviation is limitless. By 2040, passenger traffic is expected to hit 959 million annually, with non-metro airports driving growth. Innovations like advanced air mobility could ease urban congestion, while homegrown aircraft manufacturing, backed by a new special purpose vehicle, aims to make India a global aviation hub. India's aviation sector is more than planes and runways. It's about connecting dreams to destinations. With $25 billion in investments by 2027, supportive policies and global partnerships, the skies are not the limit, they are just the beginning. As India soars to new heights, its aviation sector is writing a story of ambition, innovation, and resilience, a story that will shape the nation's future for decades to come.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaroop. only on NDTV 24/7.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
News is not just headlines, it is what impacts you. And news should never be mistaken for noise. What matters is the reality. Accurate, in-depth, and with the right perspective. For over 20 years, I have been a journalist, and never has clarity mattered more than now. At Newsnight, we go beyond the surface. We dissect the details, challenge the narratives, and bring you the unparalleled clarity you deserve in a world clouded by misinformation. We are bold, we are direct. Newsnight, for the news in your interest. Only on NDTV 24/7.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of maximum city is infectious. I'm bringing that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti, also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
India's IT capital is always bustling, a city full of startups, stories and surprises. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV 24/7.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the ratings?
Prime Minister Modi chairs the 10th NITI Aayog meeting, gives directives to states for development. He says that states must develop tourist places and work towards ensuring inclusion of the women. Multiple state chief ministers attend Prime Minister NITI Aayog meeting. M.K. Stalin, Bhagwant Mann as well as Hemant Soren, they meet the Prime Minister. The Punjab Chief Minister, he has raised the Yamuna water row. A war of words between the BRS and the Congress over the National Herald case. BRS says that the accused Revanth Reddy must resign. Congress, in the meanwhile, has questioned ED's charge sheet timing. A nationwide crackdown on Pakistani spies continues. Suspected Pakistani spy has been arrested from Gujarat's Kutch. BCCI announces the test squad for the upcoming England series. Shubman Gill, he has been named as India's 37th test captain, while Rishabh Pant will be the vice captain. Karun Rai returns to the test squad. Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shah. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he chaired the 10th NITI Aayog meeting, stressing the importance of cooperation between the centre and the states for achieving the vision of Viksit Bharat. Prime Minister Modi urged the states and the centre to work together like a team. He also emphasized the need for states to develop tourist destinations, highlighting tourism's potential to boost local economies. The meeting was focused on fostering cooperation to drive India's development and growth. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, he said that GDP group must aim to boost investment. He also mentioned about the population group as a must for fertility and aging challenge that the state is dealing with. He also mentioned about the AI group. He said that AI group must focus on tech-driven governance. Meanwhile, the Punjab Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, he has raised the water up, saying that stop injustice with Punjab and that Punjab has been given a stepmotherly treatment. Meanwhile, calling the NITI Aayog an Ayogya body, the Congress hit out at the centre and said that the NITI Aayog meeting was yet another exercise in hypocrisy and diversion. Congress said that what sort of Viksit Bharat will it be if those in power themselves destroy the bonds of social harmony by their malicious words and deeds? Congress, in the meanwhile, also alleged that freedom of speech is under threat. This entire meeting does not matter as BJP never listened to their demands of all-party meet or special session is what the Congress has said.
How does it get linked to Operation Sindoor? The Prime Minister never bothered to attend the all-party meeting, never bothered to listen to our demand, concede to our demand of a special session of Parliament. So how does this matter? How is it connected with Operation Sindoor? As far as NITI Aayog meetings are concerned, ask any Chief Minister in private if he is a BJP Chief Minister. They'll tell you these are have been rendered as completely useless exercises because every time you shift the goalpost, you shift the deadline for development. No, it's 2047. So why are we even meeting now?
All right, my colleague Vasudha Venugopal joins us to get us more on this. Vasudha, what is Congress's objection here? Take us through the details.
Well, Osama, before that, let me also tell you that this important meeting is being held at a very critical time because this is the first meeting of chief ministers after Operation Sindoor and after that brutal attack in Pahalgam. Most importantly, this is also an important meeting that's being held after the census announcement that was made. So apart from the Congress that you've been talking about, opposition parties have also raised very serious concerns, but there were also opposition chief ministers who were present at NITI Aayog meeting today. I just got to know that MK Stalin, in fact, in his speech, the Tamil Nadu chief minister talked about the funds that Tamil Nadu has not received from the centre, allegedly not received from the centre, specifically as part of Samagra Siksha Abhiyan, because he has alleged that this is because Tamil Nadu did not agree to the 3-language policy mandated by the centre. He's also spoken about the spirit of federalism and the fact that devolution of taxes that is mandated in a fair way by the Finance Commission is not being followed. So clearly, the political points that he raises off stage have been raised in NITI Aayog platform as well. But the Congress that you've been pointing out has also been talking about this meeting as a subversion and as an act of hypocrisy because even Congress leader Jairam Ramesh in the morning pointed out that institutions are under attack and that their agency and autonomy is under attack and that diversity of the country is in danger. These are basically allegations that the Congress party has laid on the ruling party. But remember, when this meeting, as far as this meeting is concerned, it's very important because the theme of this meeting was Viksit Rajya, Viksit Viksit Bharat states as building blocks of a developed nation, which is in line with the Prime Minister's thinking that it's the states that make up Team India. And that is what he has talked about in his speech as well. 4 important points. He has talked about sustainable cities, building urban centers for a future-ready India. Second, increasing female labor force participation. Third is an important thing is to also ensure skilling and reducing the number of unemployed people both in rural and urban areas, and most importantly ensuring that the power of reform, the power of changes actually transforms the lives of people, ensuring that the policies that the government is deciding and working on actually impact the lives of common Indians. He said otherwise there's no meaning of policy, and he said that the speed of development needs to increase because we want to be a developed nation by 2047. Chandrababu Naidu, another very important partner of the government with 16 MPs, has said that speed of business needs to be the focus right now. He has said that there's a need to focus on virtual jobs and also understand that the problem of aging is going to impact India. That's why we need to encourage people to look at promotional policy, to look at proactive policies, to look at aging population. He's also talked about how Andhra Pradesh is looking at fertility rates and is looking at policies that actually encourage couples to have more children. So a very varied meeting, lots of deliberations, and we will be able to get more clarity on this by 5:45, which is when officials of NITI Aayog will also be briefing media on the main highlights of this meeting.
Right. In fact, I'm also currently joined by Gurpreet Singh Chinna. Gurpreet, what specific issues is the Chief Minister mentioning here as far as the water crisis is concerned? And how does the Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, believes that the state is being treated unfairly?
Well, we have seen this water war which has already been going on between Punjab and Haryana, and we have seen the Chief Minister of Punjab. He has already raised this issue earlier, and he has already said that he is going to raise this same issue in NITI Aayog meeting, which is going to be held under the chairmanship of our Prime Minister. We have seen he has reiterated his own statement. He was saying what he has learned. BBMB, that is one of the board which is supposed to distribute water among the states, that they were trying to mount a huge pressure on the state government for giving extra water to Haryana. This was one of the core issue which was being raised, and the Chief Minister has also explained in that meeting they had already given their quota and they had already used that over quota, and after that they were demanding for more water from Punjab, which Punjab government has decided not to give a single drop of water because they don't have extra water at this point of time. Not only this issue, we have seen the another issue. We have seen the central government has already given an approval to deploy CISF at Bhakra Dam, because we have seen when this controversy was going on over this water share, immediately the Punjab police beefed up security at Bhakra Dam, and that was one of the main reasons why Haryana government and Haryana Chief Minister was putting a question mark over this Bhakra Dam and saying that how could they deploy their corps there, and that means they want to give a very, very strong message to Haryana government that they are not in a, they will not allow a single drop of water to be shared because a huge security had been deployed. We have seen the central government had already given an approval for CISF for security deployment there, and he has also raised this question and raised this issue in this NITI Aayog meeting, where he has said when Punjab police has been manning this Bhakra Dam, what is the requirement for appointing these people to be deployed there at Bhakra, and moreover, the cost of these employees of CISF Punjab is not in a in that position to bear that financial burden of these employees. So all these points are being raised by the Chief Minister of Punjab, and we have seen earlier also he has already given a statement saying that one side this CISF has already been allowed to be deployed there at Bhakra Dam because the government has to pay for 9 crore or more than 9 crore rupees for the deployment of this force. That means they wanted to loot water of Punjab, and for that we are not ready to pay it. So that type of statements and that type of issues which are being raised by Punjab Chief. So we have to wait and watch what will be the final outcome of these issues which are being raised by Punjab Chief Minister. Back to studio.
Right. In fact, we'll keep a very close watch on that press briefing, the NITI Aayog press briefing that is going to take place at 5:45, I beg your pardon, today. We'll keep a close watch on that. The delegations led by BJP MP Baijant Panda has arrived at Bahrain. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, he is en route to the United States, and NCP's Supriya Sule. She will leave for the visit by evening, whereas the delegation that is led by BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad, it will leave tomorrow. The Baijant Panda-led delegation is heading to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain and Algeria. And the Shashi Tharoor-led delegation, it will represent India's collective resolve against terrorism in the United States, Panama, Guyana, Brazil and Colombia. The delegation led by Ms. Supriya Sule will visit Egypt, Qatar, Ethiopia and South Africa.
India had no choice but to respond. But when India responded, we responded responsibly. We made sure that no civilians were affected. The military bases were unharmed. We only targeted hubs where the terrorists were harbored and where they were being trained. And we also passed the message to the military and the government in Pakistan, and they continue to retaliate, targeting gurudwaras, temples, residential areas where Indian civilians lived, and also our military bases.
India's nationwide crackdown on Pakistan's spies, it continues. The Gujarat Anti-Terrorism Squad, it has carried out a major operation arresting an individual for leaking confidential and sensitive national security information to Pakistan. The accused has been identified as Siddhe Vasin Gohli, a 28-year-old resident of Narayan Sarovar in the Kutch district. He was working as a multi-purpose health worker on contract at Mata Namad.
हिल करके एक मल्टीपर्पस हेल्थ वर्कर जो कच्छ में काम करता है उसको धरपकड़ करके एक केस दाखिल किया है, जिसका डिटेल्स ऐसा है कि हमारा जो पुलिस सब इंस्पेक्टर राहुल गर्जर को एक बातमी मिली थी कि सहदेव सिंह गोहिल नाम का एक हेल्थ वर्कर एक पाकिस्तानी एजेंट को बीएसएफ और इंडियन नेवी का कुछ गुप्त माहिती उनको शेयर कर रहे थे। 2023 जून जुलाई उस टाइम से इसका संपर्क हुआ था। उसके बाद अराउंड 1-2 मंथ्स में इसको कॉन्फिडेंस लेके अराउंड सारे इन्वेस्टिगेशन बट रफली अराउंड 1.5
In an absolutely horrific incident, police in Assam's Shribhumi district arrested 2 senior warders of the district jail for allegedly gang raping a young mentally challenged woman who was allegedly dragged into the jail staff quarters on Friday night. This incident happened at around 1:30 a.m. and the patrolling team of the jail, it caught both the warders. The victim, she has been sent to a government hospital. This is what the police sources have said. The woman was an outsider and it is suspected that she was dragged into the jail quarters by the 2 accused. Further investigation is on, is what the police have added.
So we received an information from our security personnel that a sexual assault on a lady have been committed by 2 jail staff warder. So immediately the information was received at our police reserve. Then our police reserve, who does all the detailment of duty, ABI, Armed Branch Inspector as well as Armed Branch Sub Inspector, they reached the spot. And on reaching the spot, they found that the jail superintendent was already there. And they found that one lady was there and 2 jail staff who committed the sexual assault, sexual exploitation on the lady. They were kept in captive by our security personnel.
Absolutely horrific, absolutely shocking story. This is a shocker from Assam that we are reporting at this moment. What we have been able to gather from police sources is that these two senior warders of Sri Bhumi district jail, they have been booked under sections of the Bharat Nyaya Sanhita that pertains to rape and gang rape. So they have been booked under charges of rape and gang rape. The medical examination would be done, and so is the medical examination of this women who was, according to sources, a street dweller. She used to live outside a ATM booth from where she was allegedly dragged to the staff quarters of the district jail where these warders used to stay. And according to police sources, what we have been able to gather is that the prima facie police feels that the woman was allegedly gang raped. Obviously, the medical examination would give out more details. The woman has been shifted to hospital for also for medical examination, as well as the doctors are looking at her mental condition as well, given the fact that police sources do tell us that her mental status is not sound. But this is a very horrific case, and what we have been given to understand that there have been police is investigating the case, and already these two warders of the district jail has been booked. But the question is that people who are in law enforcing agencies, people who are supposed to protect and guard important installations like jails, are themselves committing such heinous crimes. So this raises question on the people who wear a uniform and they perform their duty, and perhaps that's why Assam police has taken this case so seriously. Senior officials are investigating this case, and these two warders have been booked under sections of gang rape and rape as per Bharat Nyaya Sanhita, and they would be produced in the court soon.
An entire row has erupted over K. Kavitha's letter to KTR. Issues emerged from Telangana's opposition, the BRS, which has been exposed with a letter addressed by the party MLC and Telangana Jagruti President K. Kavitha to her father and the party President K. Chandrasekhar Rao. This letter has raised many an eyebrow in the political circles. It has been apparently leaked intentionally, as there was no reason for the MLC to write a letter when she could as well meet her father in person. K. Kavitha has flagged KCR's inaccessibility. Meanwhile, KTR, he says that we are a democratic party and anyone can give suggestions. KTR said on the letter, and the row it has led to.
తెలంగాణకు పట్టిన శని కాంగ్రెస్, తెలంగాణకు పట్టిన దయ్యం రేవంత్ రెడ్డి. ఇప్పుడు ఆ దయ్యాన్ని శనిని ఎట్లా వదిలించాలనేది మా టార్గెట్. పార్టీలో డెమోక్రసీ ఉంది కాబట్టి మా పార్టీ అధ్యక్షుల వారికి, మా పార్టీ నాయకులు ఎవరైనా సరే అప్పుడప్పుడు సూచనలు సలహాల రూపంలో లిఖితపూర్వకంగా ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఓరల్గా ఇవ్వచ్చు, రకరకాలుగా ఇవ్వచ్చు. అట్లాగే నేను ఒక మాట మాత్రం చెప్తాను, మనం ఎవరైనా సరే పార్టీలో ఏ హోదాలో ఉన్నా కొన్ని విషయాలు అంతర్గతంగా మాట్లాడాల్సిన విషయాలు అంతర్గతంగా మాట్లాడితేనే బాగుంటుంది. పార్టీ ఫోరమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అధ్యక్షుల వారితో కలిసే అవకాశం ఉంది, లేదా ఆఫీస్ బేరర్స్ ఉన్నారు, కలిసి చెప్పుకునే అవకాశం ఉంది. కాబట్టి అంతర్గతంగానే కొన్ని విషయాలు మాట్లాడితే బాగుంటుంది. అది అందరికీ వర్తిస్తుంది, వీళ్ళకి వాళ్ళకని కాదు, అందరికీ వర్తిస్తుంది. తప్పకుండా ఎవరమైనా ఒకటే, ఈ పార్టీలో అందరం కార్యకర్తలమే.
The National Herald case has gained momentum yet again, with Telangana's IT Minister KTR slamming the Congress party over ED charge sheets. KTR accused the Congress of treating Telangana like an ATM, alleging corruption within the party. He questioned Rahul Gandhi's silence on Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's name being mentioned in the ED charge sheet. The BRS, it has demanded Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's resignation over these allegations.
2018-19 में जब पीसीसी प्रेसिडेंट रेवंत रेड्डी जी ने थोड़े कांग्रेस के लीडर यंग इंडिया द्वारा जो नेशनल हेराल्ड न्यूज़पेपर चलाने के लिए मदद किए पार्टी की तरफ से, वो 2019 की बात है. आज 2025 में केटीआर आज प्रेस मीट लगा के बोल रहे जैसे कल ही चोरी हुआ. केटीआर का जो भी है ऊपर का फ्यूज निकल गए. उनका बहन जो आज गड़बड़ कर रहे, उनको बहन की भी बोल रहे, उनको बहन को भी बोल रहे, अगर तुम्हारे घर में चोर है, तुम्हारे फादर के आजू बाजू में जो आप बोल रहे चोर है बोल के, तो आप एक सीबीआई इंक्वायरी डालो बोल के बोला.
A new revamped test squad, it has been named by the BCCI ahead of the 5-test tour of England. Shubman Gill, he has been named as the 37th test captain. And big shoes to fill for Shubman with no Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ashwin in the ranks. Meanwhile, Rishabh Pant, he will be Shubman Gill's deputy. He has been named the vice captain of the Indian men's test cricket team. Meanwhile, Mohammad Shami, he's out of the tour owing to fitness concerns, is what we understand. Jasprit Bumrah's fate, it still remains uncertain amid the fitness worries. Meanwhile, Karun Nair, he has made a return to the squad.
Obviously, you discuss every option that's there. I think over the last year or so, we've looked at Shubman at various times. I think even when we played England last year, you take a lot of feedback sometimes from the dressing room as well. Obviously, he's very young, but we've seen the improvement, and I know it's T20 cricket for GT as well, but you take feedback from a lot of people, and we're hopeful that he's the guy who can. It's obviously going to be like it always is, a high pressure job, but we're hopeful that we've picked the right guy. I mean, he's a terrific player, and our best wishes to him. We've sort of he's been trying to get fit for the series, of course, but I think he's had a little bit of a setback over the last week or so, and he's got some MRIs done. And like you mentioned, I don't think he was going to be able to play 5 tests, and at the moment, I don't think his workload is where it needs to be. So it's just the medical guys who've told us that he's been ruled out of this series. It's unfortunately, we were hoping that he's available for some part of the series at least, but if he's not fit at the moment, it's very difficult to keep waiting. It's rather plan with the guys that are fit and available. So yeah, it's unfortunate. A bowler like him, you always want to try and pick, but at the moment he's not fit to be picked. That obviously reached out early April and said he wants to finish. I mean, we've seen him, sort of give 200% every ball that he plays, even when he's not batting or he's in the field. He probably felt that, he had given everything that he had, and if he can't keep up to the standards that he's set himself over the years and how good he's been, and maybe it was time for him. It's come from him. It's, you've got to respect that. I mean, they've earned that respect, both of them, and, and as all great players are, the one thing they are is they're true to themselves, and he was in that conversation. So you've got to respect that. I think we'll obviously miss. I mean, when you've got a guy who's played 123 test matches, 30 test hundreds, it's going to be tough to fill. It's an opportunity for someone else, but he's shown what needs to be done to succeed at this level. Needless to say, even Rohit, he's been a leader over the last couple of years since he started leading the test matches. It's a new cycle, so it's an opportunity to build something for us as well. But there's no doubt. I mean, that's why I think we've got to show them the respect that they've earned instead of speculating too many things. It's sometimes a personal call with players, and you've got to respect that. And
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand.
Prime Minister Modi chairs the 10th NITI Aayog meeting, gives directives to states for development. BRS and Congress trade charges on the National Herald case. BRS says that the accused Revanth Reddy must resign. Congress questions the timing of the charge sheet. The nationwide crackdown on Pakistan spies continues. Suspected Pakistani spy has been arrested from Gujarat's Kutch. Major breakthrough in the anti-Naxal operation. CRPF and the police of Latehar, Jharkhand, they gunned down 2 most wanted Naxal leaders.
रोज सुबह उठता हूँ, बोलो हर हर महादेव, और फिर से वही हल्दी। हल्दी हो तो गई, अब क्या मैरिनेट कर दोगी?
आज 29 है, कल की है बारात। फिर से वही कंफ्यूजन।
टोटल गलत न्यूज।
ये लूप तो कब का ब्रेक हो गया होता अगर न्यूज सही मिलती। और सही न्यूज के लिए एनडीटीवी
डाउनलोड कीजिए NDTV ऐप
और देखिए हमारी फिल्म भूल चूक माफ।
23 मई से सिनेमा घरों में।
These are the visuals that are coming in. Let's go full frame with it.
For every big news story.
From Jammu.
You can't defend the indefensible, Ruchira Kamboj, but that's what Pakistan has been doing for a very, very long time.
We are sifting through a lot of information. Some is right, some is not right. But I think we are
India
right
tunes
in
in
terms of
NDTV.
we put on air.
In fact, on NDTV, like we've been doing for the last few hours, we've been
For fast, clear and credible news.
We've also been, busting a lot of misinformation that's been coming in.
When I was standing on the road, I saw these lights going off.
NDTV,
and I could hear
where credibility
sounds of like
comes
what sound
first.
like blasts happening.
When Pakistan started shelling and first shell landed here, you can see this.
Well, we have reached at ground zero, and this village is
NDTV, first, fast, factual. More news that matters.
Big exclusive. Tulsi Gabbard gunned down by Pakistan-backed cowards.
When you interact with people on ground, you're able to reflect their sentiments much better.
More debates that shake the system. More exclusives you won't find anywhere else. Not just another prime time. It's a prime time that's unmissable.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru. Only on NDTV 24/7.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
News is not just headlines, it is what impacts you. And news should never be mistaken for noise. What matters is the reality. Accurate, in-depth, and with the right perspective. For over 20 years, I have been a journalist, and never has clarity mattered more than now. At Newsnight, we go beyond the surface. We dissect the details, challenge the narratives, and bring you the unparalleled clarity you deserve in a world clouded by misinformation. We are bold, we are direct. Newsnight, for the news in your interest. Only on NDTV 24/7.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of maximum city is infectious. I'm bringing that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti, also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
India's IT capital is always bustling, a city full of startups, stories and surprises. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you,
heart of every Indian household, milk isn't just a staple. It's a symbol of tradition, of nourishment, and also community. But behind that daily glass lies a massive, intricate network of dairy farmers, cooperatives, processors, as well as distributors. Today, this age-old industry stands at a remarkable crossroads, thanks to the rise of quick commerce and obviously digital transformation as well. Swiggy Instamart presents Milky Ways in partnership with NDTV and in collaboration with the Ministry of Cooperation.
On behalf of Swiggy, it's an honor to welcome all of you to our very first edition of Milky Ways, the legendary brands of India. Quick commerce is often described through the lens of convenience and speed. But to us, one of the most meaningful outcomes has been its powerful collaboration with India's dairy cooperatives. These cooperatives have been the backbone of India's rural economy for decades. To now see them thrive in digital-first ecosystem, reaching millions of households through quick commerce is deeply fulfilling to us. We'll have the privilege to hear from voices across the country as we explore how this ecosystem is evolving and how together we can shape the future of dairy, commerce, and consumer choice. With that, I hand it over to Parmeshwar to take this forward and start the processions of the event. Thank you, everyone.
And to talk about the dairy cooperatives and quick commerce, let me now welcome Mr. Amitesh Kumar Jha, the CEO of Swiggy Instamart, for his address.
It is a true honor to be part of this landmark moment where we reflect India's cooperative journey and explore the role that technology and quick commerce can play in writing its next chapter. Milky Ways is not just a celebration of dairy, it is a recognition of the dignity, determination, and daily impact of our cooperative ecosystem, from the farmers to the consumers. The MOU between the Ministry of Cooperation and Swiggy is a landmark step, a reflection of what's possible when government vision and platform execution align. This is more than an agreement, it is a bridge between grassroots producers and urban consumers. We are proud to contribute to a digitally empowered, cooperative-led India. Let us move forward together, empowering our farmers, delivering our consumers, and celebrating the strength of Sahkarita in a modern Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So much we didn't know. Thank you so much for enlightening all of us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience. It's a pleasure to be in August company. In fact, moving on to our next session now. Since we already have Dr. Ashish Kumar Burani with us, we'd like to put our hands together for the Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Cooperation, for his address now.
It is a proud moment for all of us in the ministry as well to have such a MOU. The way quick commerce has developed and the way they have quickly taken over the way we, I would say, procure things from the market, it's important for cooperative sectors also to join the bandwagon. And I'm happy to be associated with this, and thank the organizer for inviting me to this program. And I'm sure Ministry of Cooperation will do whatever possible to ensure that this MOU grows in leaps and bounds. We do achieve all which has been signed in the MOU today. And I'm looking forward to further interaction with the Swiggy team and ensure that we take this momentum forward.
Honorable Minister, sir, thank you for sparing time from your busy schedule to be with us here today. I heard that you had a punishing schedule today, and still you could eke out some time for us to be with us today. So sincere gratitude. Chirag ji came to the helm of affairs, and he was handpicked by Honorable Prime Minister to lead this critical ministry. We had a lot of anticipation, and so with that in mind, I sort of heard the initial speeches of Chirag ji with a lot of anticipation. From the very first speech, he said that, there's a need for cold storages. Then he said there is need for, modern transport fleet. Then he said there is a need for, food processing hubs or food processing cities, as he called that. Then he said that, India's food clusters should be connected with seaports and railway stations so that, it allows easy uptake. And we are delighted to have you with amongst us. Thank you, dear sirs, for spending your time to be with us. It has been an absolute inspiration and will continue to play a small but meaningful role in our journey towards, Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much.
Request my colleague Maria Shakil to come on stage for a conversation with Mr. Chirag Paswan. Maria, the stage is all yours.
Let's begin with your ministry now. And, you always believe in coming up with your own ideas when you run anything, from running your own political party, where you started that slogan of Yuva Bihari and that entire campaign, which played out particularly during the 2020 elections, to now running your own ministry with your own stamp. How has it been, and what are your plans?
Well, to begin with, I think it's a huge responsibility. As a minister, definitely it comes with a huge responsibility, but especially handling this particular ministry, I have this firm belief and faith that eventually when my Prime Minister talks about India becoming a developed nation by 2047, I think my ministry and this particular sector of food processing plays an important role, will definitely be a very, very important part of the developed India. As of now, when we talk about food processing sector in India, I think it's yet a very untapped sector. A lot that needs to be done in this sector, and there's a lot scope that needs to be done. There's a lot that could have been done by now. But having said that, I think we are in a process of expanding this sector. We are in the process of creating that ecosystem that needs to give that required push to the food processing sector, India being an agro-based country, and majority of our states and majority of the population is involved in farming. So I think this particular sector of processing plays a very, very important role when we talk about increasing farmers' income, when we talk about reducing the post-harvest losses, when we talk about international penetration as a soft power through the food sector. So I think in that, the food processing sector will play a very vital role in coming years.
So technology, e-commerce platforms, quick commerce, and how they play that role in providing safer food, the fresher food to urban consumers.
Well, they do definitely play an important role, even in terms of promoting the processed food items also,
Yes.
And especially of late, I have realized with my interaction with one of the schemes that we have is of PMFME, which is for the micro enterprises, somewhere in a village, a young lady, wants to get into food processing, Through this scheme, we provide them with a complete hand-holding, not only to girls, even to boys and to everybody who wants to become an entrepreneur in food processing. My Prime Minister has always wished that rather than we being job seekers, we should come into a position where we can be job givers as well. And I think through this scheme, I find this really comforting, when I see these young boy, girl, living in some village, and, because of the scheme, they become a young entrepreneur, and they have a couple of, people working under them. So they use a lot of these platforms to, promote their product, digitally on these sites and stuff. So yes, I mean, they also contribute a lot. It is an important segment of the sector.
Okay, so on a lighter note, and this is, what's one processed food product from India you believe has global potential, but it is still underappreciated?
My wish and my dream is that, and I know we have that potential, I want that at least one Indian food item should be there on every dining table on this earth. That's where I want Indian food industry to go. And I know that we can do this. We are capable of doing this. We come from a heritage where naturally, we are related to the processing sector. We have seen our grandmothers and, ladies in our house, processing food item, dahi banana, papad, pickle, chutney, all these things. We have seen this happening in our home. So I know this is one sector with which we associate naturally. And we have that potential. I think whether it's our dairy products, it's our chocolates, it's our perishable food items in various other forms, how you process them. I think there is a scope.
All right, Chirag Paswan, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the rating firms calling the debt payments as default?
We have two credible credit rating agencies on March 4th coming and downgrading the stock to D.
Statements are consistently being proven wrong, and transactions are being taken place which are different from what they were originally pictured to be.
The company claimed it would roll out 6,400 electric vehicles. But what it has rolled out is a shocking scam. Funds meant for the project were funneled allegedly back to the promoters, the Junkie brothers. What did the money buy? Not EVs, of course, but a lavish flat in Gurgaon's luxurious DLF Carmelias.
These are the visuals that are coming in. Let's go full frame with it.
For every big news story,
you can't defend the indefensible Ruchira Kamboj, but that's what Pakistan has been doing for a very, very long time.
We are sifting through a lot of information. Some is right, some is not right. But I think we are
India tunes in to NDTV.
In fact, on NDTV, like we've been doing for the last few hours, we've been
for fast, clear, and credible news.
We've also been, busting a lot of misinformation that's been coming in.
When I was standing on the road, I saw these lights going off in the sky, and I could hear
where credibility
sounds of like
comes
what sound like
first.
blasts happening.
When Pakistan started shelling and first shell landed here, you can see this.
Moving on to our next session, we have with us Mr. Jayan Mehta, the MD and CEO of Amul, and talking to him is Sriharsha Majetti, the Group CEO of Swiggy.
All of us have fond recollections of brands that were an integral part of our childhood. But there are some brands that just cut across many, many decades and not just are a part of your childhood, but middle age, older age, whatever. So it is an incredible honor to be talking to someone who's part of a timeless brand that's been an integral part of our lives. Also at Swiggy with Instamart, we've had an incredible honor of an amazing partnership. In all these 4-5 years, the platform is at serious scale, but Amul is our absolutely largest brand on the overall platform. And thanks to the partnership that we've had, so it gives me incredible excitement. And it's a privilege to have Mr. Mehta join us today for this conversation. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So we have a few questions today. I don't want to take any more time. I want to go straight into the questions right now. To start off, sir, it's said that a brand becomes successful when it becomes synonymous with the product. Amul has gone even a step further. So not only do we have butter is equal to Amul, we also have stalls in Mumbai selling Amul Pav Bhaji, or small kiosks selling Amul pizza, made of Amul butter, Amul mozzarella, respectively. How do you win customer love over and over again? Is there a recipe for this success?
Well, thank you so much for this event and this occasion. And I would like to really thank Honorable Secretary Sir for steering this MOU that we have with you, which will propel this entire cooperative movement and its connect with the customers in a very new way of delivery of milk and milk products directly to the households. And it will further strengthen of what you mentioned is the trust and the bond of the producers with the consumers. Amul, as you know, is an 80-year-old brand. It was formed in 1946 with just 2 village cooperative societies and 250 liters of milk. And to cover a journey of $11 billion at a turnover of over 90,000 crores with 36 lakh farmers associated with it, across 18,600 villages of Gujarat and 350 lakh liters of milk every day is a journey that has been covered. And more importantly, it's not the success of this model, Amul brand, but also the model which was replicated by the National Dairy Development Board under what's called the Operation Flood program, which made India the largest producer of milk in the world. And the cooperatives continue to dominate the dairy space of the country. And milk is the largest agricultural crop of our country today. So it's not just a brand or the success and the secret you mentioned. The sauce is in the model. The cooperative model of working together, connecting the have-nots, and the brand becomes a bridge between the producer and the consumer. But then is the difficult part of winning the trust of the consumers. It is not just the scale or the size. You can achieve it with money. But here you are achieving with a purpose. The purpose of paying the largest share of the consumer's rupee to the producers, telling the producers that they are not buying something out of goodwill or charity. They are buying a brand like Amul or Mother Dairy or any of the cooperative brands because they are the best in the category. So you get the best value for money for the product you spend, the best quality of the products that you can get in the market. These organizations continuously upgrade themselves to match the latest technologies and the processes available anywhere in the world, and also excel in marketing. And that's where consumers across generations, as you rightly mentioned, connect with the brand. And believe me, the little Amul girl still continues to be 6 to 7 year old. And though she was created in 1965, which is almost 60 years back. So there is no shortcut to success like you would know the hard work which goes into delivery of the products within 10 minutes to every single household in the markets that you service. But there is a process, there is a purpose, and more importantly, the passion which drives an organization which is owned by the farmers to be continuously reinventing itself with the changing times and delivering results both, not just for the owners or the shareholders or the producers, but also the consumers.
Amul was at the forefront of the first white revolution. Now when the government has launched White Revolution 2.0, Amul is again expected to play a leading role. So how will White Revolution 2.0 be different from 1.0?
The White Revolution 2 has come at a very, very good inflection point, not just for the country, but India's contribution to the entire world. Today, about 1/4 of the total milk in the world is produced in India. In 10 years, going by the rate of growth in the country and what's happening globally in the dairy industry, India will produce 1/3 of the total milk in the world, which means India has an opportunity to become a dairy to the world and not just take care of the growing requirements of milk and milk products within the country. We also have a huge market nearby, which will depend on Indian milk for this. Now, to make this industry grow to that extent what we want, you need to have more milk coming into the organized sector, and that's where the cooperatives come in. The vision of the Honorable Minister of Cooperation, Shri Amit Shah ji, and the ministry here, and represented by Secretary Sir and the team, we did the mapping and we said if India has about 700,000 villages, there are dairy cooperatives in about 200,000 villages. There are still 500,000 villages which are not being covered. So White Revolution 2 will aim to add another 200,000 village cooperative societies by and large in the next 5 to 10 years, which means what happened in the last 50 years will happen in the next 5 to 10 years with the collective might of all the cooperatives, with the vision of the ministry, and the support which the respective state governments will give, which means more milk will come in the organized sector, more women will become members of the cooperative societies, and this will lead to a big jump in the organized sector of the dairy in the country. The surpluses that we will have will take care of the domestic requirement, which is growing at a very large pace because Indian economy is growing by leaps and bounds, and also create a market for it. So, as I mentioned, if milk is the largest agricultural crop of the country even today, and 8 crore families are dependent on milk for their livelihood, you can see the impact this particular initiative that Honorable Minister has announced recently will have not just on the economy of the country, but also livelihood of 10 crore families in the country.
Wow, amazing. The sheer size and scale, like even at 200,000 is quite dizzying, sir. Like we say we're, doing food delivery in 500 cities, 600 cities, and some people are like, whoa, but 200,000 is already dizzying. You can only imagine the amount of supply chain, the infrastructure, all the work that has to go into connecting 700,000 villages. So amazing. Sir, as we are beginning our journey with the Ministry of Cooperation today, with the commitment to improve our collaboration and engagement with more cooperatives to realize this vision of Sahakar Se Samriddhi with Swiggy, can you please share your guidance to us as we go along this journey?
I think we found the right partners in each other because milk is the single largest product that every Indian consumes. Okay? And if you look at the dairy product composition in our monthly expenditure basket, or not just food, entire household's monthly consumption basket, milk is the single largest item. And when I say milk, it also includes milk and milk products. So this is where this partnership will be good, because if we are able to deliver the fresh quality of milk and the entire range of milk products to every single household in the country, it will add on to what's happening in the general trade. It's also happening to what's contributed by the modern trade, and the e-commerce and Q-commerce will actually lead to a wider range of availability, selection of options, and the tie-up for cooperative brands will make it actually even more, it'll resonate more with the consumers, because they've been used to the Mother Dairy brand of milk, or Nandini brand of milk, or Avin, or Verka, or Vijaya, of course Amul, across the length and breadth of the country. All cooperative brands are leaders in their respective states. And that is what actually brings in power in the hands of the producers as well. And when we look at our supply chain, we call it from the cow to the consumer. And the link between the manufacturer and the consumer is actually very, very important. And as I mentioned, while over these decades, it's been serviced by the modern trade channel or the general trade channel or the roadside delivery vendors also, Q-commerce and partners like Swiggy will help expedite this particular process. And now let me come to the fun fact. We sell close to 40 million packets of fresh milk every day. So my circulation is more than the Times of India, Hindustan Times, Gujarat Samachar, Malayalam Manorama, top 10 newspapers put together. And if you add other cooperative brands, it will be another 40 million. Okay, so we reach to more households than the major media of the country. And that's where there are only two things which are delivered to the doorstep every day, even today, which is milk and newspapers. And that's where you have struck the right association to see that you become the most preferred choice of delivery of at least milk and the fresh milk products to every single household of the country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for an utterly delightful conversation with us. And I hope that the partnership between quick commerce platforms and dairy cooperatives in general, and Instamart and Amul in specific, build and go from here, from strength to strength, to serve consumers better. Thank you so much, sir.
More news that matters.
Big exclusive. Tulsi Gabbard gunned down by Pakistan-backed cowards.
When you interact with people on ground, you're able to reflect their sentiments much better.
More debates that shake the system. More exclusives you won't find anywhere else. Not just another prime time. It's a prime time that's unmissable.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, If it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV 24/7.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest.
An entire row has erupted over K. Kavita's letter to KTR. Issues emerged from Telangana's opposition, the BRS, which has been exposed with a letter addressed by the party MLC and Telangana Jagruti President K. Kavita to her father and the party President K. Chandrasekhar Rao. This letter has raised many an eyebrow in the political circles. It has been apparently leaked intentionally, as there was no reason for the MLC to write a letter when she could as well meet her father in person. K. Kavita has flagged KCR's inaccessibility. Meanwhile, KTR, he says that we are a democratic party and anyone can give suggestions. KTR said on the letter and the row it has led to.
తెలంగాణకు పట్టిన శని కాంగ్రెసు, తెలంగాణకు పట్టిన దయ్యం రేవంత్ రెడ్డి. ఇప్పుడు ఆ దయ్యాన్ని శనిని ఎట్లా వదిలించాలనేది మా టార్గెట్. పార్టీలో డెమోక్రసీ ఉంది కాబట్టి మా పార్టీ అధ్యక్షుల వారికి, మా పార్టీ నాయకులు ఎవరైనా సరే అప్పుడప్పుడు సూచనలు సలహాల రూపంలో లిఖితపూర్వకంగా ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఓరల్గా ఇవ్వచ్చు, రకరకాలుగా ఇవ్వచ్చు. అట్లాగే నేను ఒక మాట మాత్రం చెప్తాను, మనం ఎవరైనా సరే పార్టీలో ఏ హోదాలో ఉన్నా కొన్ని విషయాలు అంతర్గతంగా మాట్లాడాల్సిన విషయాలు అంతర్గతంగా మాట్లాడితేనే బాగుంటుంది. పార్టీ ఫోరమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అధ్యక్షుల వారితో కలిసే అవకాశం ఉంది, లేదా ఆఫీస్ బేరర్స్ ఉన్నారు, కలిసి చెప్పుకునే అవకాశం ఉంది. కాబట్టి అంతర్గతంగానే కొన్ని విషయాలు మాట్లాడితే బాగుంటుంది. అది అందరికీ వర్తిస్తుంది, వీళ్ళకి వాళ్ళకని కాదు, అందరికీ వర్తిస్తుంది. తప్పకుండా ఎవరమైనా ఒకటే, ఈ పార్టీలో అందరం కార్యకర్తలమే.
The National Herald case has gained momentum yet again with Telangana's IT Minister KTR slamming the Congress party over ED charge sheets. KTR accused the Congress of treating Telangana like an ATM, alleging corruption within the party. He questioned Rahul Gandhi's silence on Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's name being mentioned in the ED charge sheet. The BRS, it has demanded Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's resignation over these allegations.
2018-19 में जब पीसीसी प्रेसिडेंट रेवंत रेड्डी जी ने थोड़े कांग्रेस के लीडर यंग इंडिया द्वारा जो नेशनल हेराल्ड न्यूज़पेपर चलाने के लिए मदद की है पार्टी की तरफ से, वो 2019 की बात है. आज 2025 में केटीआर आज प्रेस मीट लगा के बोल रहे जैसे कल ही चोरी हुआ. केटीआर का जो भी है ऊपर का फ्यूज निकल गए. उनका बहन जो आज गड़बड़ कर रहे, उनको बहन की भी बोल रहे, उनको बहन को भी बोल रहे, अगर तुम्हारे घर में चोर है, तुम्हारे फादर के आजू बाजू में जो आप बोल रहे चोर है बोल के, तो आप एक सीबीआई इंक्वायरी डालो बोल के बोला.
A new revamped test squad, it has been named by the BCCI ahead of the 5-test tour of England. Shubman Gill, he has been named as the 37th test captain. And big shoes to fill for Shubman with no Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ashwin in the ranks. Meanwhile, Rishabh Pant, he will be Shubman Gill's deputy. He has been named the vice captain of the Indian men's test cricket team. Meanwhile, Mohammad Shami, he's out of the tour owing to fitness concerns, is what we understand. Jasprit Bumrah's fate, it still remains uncertain amid the fitness worries. Meanwhile, Karun Nair, he has made a return to the squad.
News is not just headlines. It is what impacts you. And news should never be mistaken for noise. What matters is the reality. Accurate, in-depth.
very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning to NDTV 24/7. I'm Priyanka Das, and we're closely tracking the NITI Aayog meeting that's been chaired by Prime Minister Modi and a whole lot more. But first, a quick check of the top headlines. Prime Minister Modi chairs 10th NITI Aayog meet, gives directives to states for development, says states must develop tourist destinations and work towards ensuring inclusion of women. State Chief Ministers attend Prime Minister's NITI Aayog meet. Stalin, Bhagwant Mann, Hemant Soren meet Prime Minister Modi. Meanwhile, Punjab Chief Minister raises Yamuna water row, and Stalin seeks 50% revenue share. BRS and Congress trade charges on National Herald case. BRS says accused Revant must resign. Meanwhile, Congress questions ED's charge sheet timing. Nationwide crackdown on Pakistani spies continues. Suspected Pakistani spy arrested from Gujarat's Kutch. BCCI announces test squad for England. Shubman Gill named as India's 37th test captain. Rishabh Pant named as Gill's deputy. Karun Nair returns to the test squad. Mohammed Yunus will remain as the head of Bangladesh's interim government. An advisor in his cabinet said 2 days after a key ally said he had mulled resignation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has chaired the 10th NITI Aayog meeting, stressing the importance of cooperation between the centre and the states for achieving the vision of Viksit Bharat. Now, Prime Minister Modi has urged the states and the centre to work together like a team. He also emphasised the need for states to develop tourist destinations, highlighting tourism's potential to boost local economies. In fact, the meeting is also focusing largely on the fostering of cooperation to drive India's development as well as growth. Here are some highlights to what Chandrababu Naidu said. First up, he mentioned about the GDP group that must aim to boost investments. He also spoke about the population group, which is must for fertility and addressing the challenges of an aging population. On the tech front, he emphasized the need for the AI group to focus on tech-driven governance. Meanwhile, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has raised the issue of water sharing, asking for the injustice in stepmotherly treatment to Punjab to be stopped. Here are some reactions coming in of the Chief Ministers on the meet. Listen in.
सबसे अच्छी बात जो आज की मीटिंग की मुझे लगी कि एक स्वर में एक मत में सभी माननीय मुख्यमंत्रियों ने सभी राज्यों के द्वारा जो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की भूरी भूरी प्रशंसा की गई, सेनाओं की आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को उन्होंने बधाई दी सबने। ये बहुत ही आनंददायक था कि पूरा भारत किस तरीके से एकजुट है और बहुत सारी बेहतर चीजें अलग अलग राज्यों से सीखने को मिली, सुनने को मिली और बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा। और मुझे अफसोस है कि जो लोग पहले इन बैठकों में नहीं जाते थे उनकी वजह से दिल्ली पिछड़ी रही।
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who is part of the NITI Aayog meeting with Prime Minister Modi, is speaking to the press. Let's listen.
கிறிஸ்துவராக மாறிய ஆயுதரோடு மக்களை ஆயுதரோடு சேர்க்கிறது, இலங்கை கடற்படையால் சிறைபிடிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கக்கூடிய இந்திய மீனவர்களை மற்றும் அவருடைய படகுகளை மீட்பது ஆகிய கோரிக்கையெல்லாம் வலியுறுத்தி அங்கே நான் பேசியிருக்கேன். அப்புறம் கூட்டம் முடிஞ்ச பிறகு ஆய்வு கூட்டம் வந்து ஆய்வு கூட்டம் முடிஞ்ச பிறகு பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் சந்திக்க நேரம் கேட்டிருந்தேன். அங்கேயே ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் சந்திக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்தாரு. அந்த வாய்ப்பை பயன்படுத்தி இந்த கோரிக்கையை மீண்டும் வலியுறுத்தி வற்புறுத்தி எடுத்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. என்ன சொல்லுவார், செய்ய மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, செய்யணும் சொல்லுவார். செய்யறதா செய்யலாங்கன்னு குழம்பம். ஏற்கனவே மெட்ரோ ரயிலுக்கு வந்து சேர வேண்டிய பணத்தை வந்து நிறுத்தி வச்சுருந்தாங்க. அப்போ வந்து அந்த கோரிக்கையை வந்து வெளியூர் சொன்னப்போ அதை உடனே செஞ்சு கொடுத்தாரு. அதை நினைவுபடுத்தி தேங்க்ஸ் சொன்னபோது நீ வந்து சொன்ன நான் செஞ்சேன். அதே மாதிரி இப்போ வந்து சொல்லியிருக்கேன் இது செய்யுங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அது இன்னைக்கு இருப்போம்.
To questions on the center withholding funds to Tamil Nadu. The question is on the ED searches.
நியாயமான கருத்து தான் நீதிபதி சொல்றது நியாயமான தீர்ப்பு தான் சொல்லியிருக்கிறாரு. அதில் என்ன இருக்கு?
He says the recent Supreme Court order is very just on stay on Enforcement Directorate's proceedings into the Tasmak alleged scam.
விமர்சித்திருந்தார். ஆனால் அதே அதிமுகவுடைய ஒரு பிரிவினராக கூட புகழேந்தி அவர் தெரிவிக்கிறார். முதல்வர் வெளிப்படை தன்மையுடன் சென்று நிதியை கோரிக்கை வைத்திருக்கிறார், மறைமுகமாக அல்ல அப்படின்னு கேட்டார். இதை நீங்க எப்படி
பாருங்க? சொன்ன வெள்ளக்குடியை காட்ட முறையாக சொன்னாரு. என்கிட்ட வெள்ளக்குடி இல்லை, அவர்கிட்ட இருக்கிற மாதிரி காவி கூட என்கிட்ட இல்லை.
EPS was critical about my visit to Delhi to attend the NITI Aayog program. I neither have a white flag as he claims, nor does he hold a saffron flag as he did.
அதெல்லாம் குத்தராட்டம் பொய் தேவையில்லாமல் பிரச்சாரம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
The allegations of the 1,000 crore scam in Tasmak is all lies. Motivated campaign before elections.
Speaking after attending the NITI Aayog meet with Prime Minister Modi. Now remember, Stalin is one of the South leaders and opposition leaders who was part of the meeting, despite some of the other South chief ministers giving it a skip. Let's go across to my colleague Sam Daniel, who's on the phone line to get us more details as to what MK Stalin spoke about. Sam, firstly, help me understand here, because the point of contention, of course, has been the state revenue sharing. And as I understand, MK Stalin has been very vocal about that part. Anything else that you could highlight for us, Sam?
Well, besides commending the central government and acknowledging the campaign in support of the Operation Sindoor, MK Stalin also highlighted the state's developmental schemes, highlighting on the 41% women workforce in the state, the highest 9.69% growth by any state, this time from Tamil Nadu, and how the women are given 1,000 rupees per month in terms of assistance for more than 1 crore women. He also focused on the need to fund states adequately, particularly when it comes to devolution of taxes. He says even the recommendation of the Finance Commission has not been fulfilled, and he builds a strong case for the center to share at least 50% of tax revenues with state government, citing that increasingly the state's share for centrally sponsored schemes is on the rise, while the tax devolution is not adequately increasing. He pushes for that 50% tax revenue sharing with states. Secondly, he also urges the NITI Aayog to release the 2,200 crore rupees due for Tamil Nadu, which the central government has withheld because the state has not adopted the national education policy. He says that conditions ought to be removed. This affects government school children under the Right to Education Act, and it's not good for states to litigate against the center asking for funds every time, highlighting or underscoring it has filed against the center in the Supreme. He also urges the center to implement cooperative federalism in a true spirit, in a true sense, so that the states can contribute for fulfilling the $30 trillion economy target the country has set. He also giving a language push, demands centrally sponsored schemes be named in English so that regional or states can translate them in their own respective languages than naming them in Hindi. And he also wants the center to focus on funding urban renewal programs in terms of infrastructure development, mobility and sanitation. Lastly, he also wants a push for the cleaning up of rivers in Tamil Nadu, like the way the center has cleaned up river Ganges. He wants similar programs for cleaning up rivers like the river Kaveri, Vaigai and Tamirabarani in Tamil Nadu. So highlighting the state's development welfare program and also demanding key programs for Tamil Nadu, particularly over language, funds and specific Tamil Nadu-centric programs.
Right, Sam. Thank you so much for getting us all these details where Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has highlighted from a range of issues ranging from the national economic policy, the language to the scam, as well as the centre withholding the funds for the state of Tamil Nadu, as well as key programs that are meant for Tamil Nadu. Now let's listen in to what Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren also said after the meeting.
विकसित भारत कैसे होगा इस विषय पर चर्चा हुआ। सभी राज्यों ने अपनी अपनी बातें रखी, हम लोगों ने भी रखा, हम लोगों की कुछ डिमांड है। विकसित भारत तो तभी हो सकता है जब विकसित राज्य होगा। तो हमें लगा कि विकसित राज्य हो तो विकसित गांव भी होना चाहिए, इसे भी इनकॉर्पोरेट करेगा तब तो चीज़ें स्ट्रांगली बिल्टअप होगा। हमने अपनी सारी बातें रख दी, हमारी आवश्यकताएं क्या है और ये आवश्यकता और ये सिर्फ डिमांड हमारा नहीं है, ये हम आपसे मांग नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये आवश्यकता है राज्य की। और अगर विकसित भारत की बात हम करते हैं तो उस आवश्यकता को सबकी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा